Welcome, welcome. Tonight we're talking October PoM, and October PoM is 601 Monse's asymmetrical blouse. Love this blouse. Love this blouse, and I hope by the time I finish you'll love it too. How's that? That's the goal. So we're going to give away a couple of little things tonight, and we always have, kind of at the beginning, we have a little giveaway. That's kind of, I don't know what that is. We just do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give away pattern number 83, Colette's one-piece wrap. I could say it's one of my favorites, but you all know we have quite a few patterns, and they're all one of my favorites. But that's true. They are. 83 Colette's one-piece wrap. Are we ready to do this, you think? Okay, so the code that you're going to put in, that's only for you watching live. Let me just say that. It's only for you who are logged into YouTube. If you're not logged in, you can't win, and you can't post it after the fact. Having said that, the code is 83, number 83. Just put in 83. If you've already have the pattern, don't try to win it, because then you can't switch it out. You can only win this pattern. And it was donated by somebody really super nice out there. You guys are all super nice out there, but one of you super nice people donated this. So pattern 83, and your code is put in the number 8 and the number 3 just together. 83, that's it. And we'll give that a little bit of time, and then we'll declare a winner. And it's really fun to do this kind of stuff, you guys. And fun for us and fun for you too, I'm sure. But this pattern 601, the one that we're working on tonight, is really fun because it's kind of a, in my opinion, you know, the world of pattern making collides, and there's two ways of pattern making, and they're draping and flat pattern. And I know many of you know this, but there are times when they're both necessary. And I try to really bring that across to you. And we just got back from New York, from Inside the Designer's Mind. One of my favorite parts of that trip was when we were talking to Cesar Galindo, and he's a pretty well-known designer, and he is a draper and then does flat pattern. But he said, you know, it's just however your mind works. Flat pattern and drape, the two come together and they work hand in hand. And I just loved listening, having the women hear that, and especially hear it from somebody besides me. Because I'm always preaching at you, patterns, pattern, patterns, and you don't realize that I'm just trying to bring you the information that's out there that you're just not familiar with. But some of you doubt me. Some of you think I'm lying to you. Some of you, I get accused of all kinds of things, and I'm like, wow, man, I'm just trying to help you fit. But tonight's pattern is a really good combination of flat pattern and drape, and I'm going to have you participate. You're going to participate. It's not hard. It's really fun, and it's really easy, but I've got a little demo that's going to work for you. I've been cussed out for this, so I'm just telling you ahead of time. Okay, so do we have a winner? And again, this is for pattern number 83, the winner. And I'm going to peek over and see who it is. Guess I should have my glasses on. Huh? We'll announce it here in just a minute. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I didn't wear my glasses. Bonnie Byington? Does that make sense? Bonnie Byington. Bonnie Byington. So Bonnie, if you'll email me, Peggy@silhouettepatterns.com. Just said that you won pattern number 83. If you'll do that, then and put your address, we'll mail you the pattern. Is that a deal? Super fun. Super fun. And then we're going to give away a video a little bit later on, but we'll keep going for today. Okay, so 601 is what we're going to talk about tonight. 601. Everybody on board? 601 October PoM. 601 October PoM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend that you all go through this process exactly how I did it. Now, obviously, I did this whole process, and this whole night is all for you all. So I started with this fabric, and this is called a French Navy. It's 6795. It's a beautiful fabric to work with. I mean, I had so much fun. Just everything is just beautiful. The cuffs, you know, I mean, everything was just beautiful. Somebody would look at this and think I was a master seamstress, and it's not. It's simply because the fabric's so easy to work with. So this is the first thing we're going to do. So again, I'm going to suggest you do it just like like I did it. So the base is 600 classic blouse. And if you've made classic blouse, then you can do the same adjustments that you make to classic blouse. However, keep in mind that this has a back yoke. Isn't that beautiful? It has a back yoke. It has a dropped shoulder. So if you have to do typically a forward shoulder adjustment, you don't have to do any of that because it's already forward, and most likely it will look really beautiful. It has a two-piece sleeve. It's just a beautiful blouse. In my opinion, it's just such a pretty blouse. Love the collar, love every part of it. Okay, now having said that, this is where you're going to stop. I'm going to conclude you're in the right size, and you're going to here, just let me show you the back. In the back, there's pleats right there at the yoke, and then you pleat it again at the waist. And it has a suggested amount on there. For the back, I would follow that suggested amount. Remember, it's a blouse and you don't want it tight, tight, tight. But for the front, what I want you to do is this is where you're gonna drape it. Now, you can mark center front because center fronts, I'm gonna conclude that if you've made the size, you know that the center fronts go together anyway. So center front on this blouse is about right here, and on this side, it's about right there. Okay, this is a double-breasted though. You're gonna overlap center front. And what you're gonna do is literally put it on. You're gonna put it on. You've got it all made, and all you're gonna do is drape the buttons and the buttonholes is what you're gonna do. Now, there is a mistake on the pattern. Not on the pattern, on the back of the envelope where it says the number of buttons, it says 8, 6 for the blouse and 2 for the cuffs. It's 10. It's 8 for the blouse and 2 for the cuffs. We screwed up on that. So just the number, it tells you. And you don't have to put that many buttons, so it's not a big deal. But what you're going to do is cross this at the bottom, and you're going to line up the bottom. Like that's why I hemmed it. I did all of that first. And you're going to start at the bottom where you want your button and buttonholes to be. And then you can put the next one. Now the gathering, or not the gathering, but the ruching effect is going to be toward the top. But what I'm going to say to you right now is how much you lap this. It's going to be, you're in the size that you need to have. But you're going to have a little bit of an error factor. It's going to be okay, because also the darts here, you can drape those, and they're not really darts. They're just kind of top stitched little sections. So you're going to do that, and then you can do that same thing. But all I'm saying to you is these little amounts don't have to be exactly what they are on the pattern. It's just like a dart. They can be made a little bigger or a little smaller. And how much this is lapped, as long as center fronts are somewhat in proximity, it's not going to change any of this, and it's not going to make a difference. So this is where the worlds of flat pattern and drape are going to come together a little bit. You're going to drape this portion. You can exactly follow the buttons where I put them on the pattern, but I think that you'll get a little better result if you tailor it to you a little bit. You'll get a little more custom fit. So the bottom 3, you've got 8 buttons up the front. The bottom 4, there's really no gathering, easing, whatever you want to call it, in those 4 buttons. So you'll see on the pattern that all of the extra starts to come in up in here. And what this is you just got more of one side than you have of another. So you can just then start to decide how much you want between each one. And you can just put a little, little gap like this. And then you can finish like so. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's just so fun to work with. You can let this flop down if you want. There's just a bunch of different ways to wear it. And every single one of these ways is absolutely gorgeous, a little bit different and lovely. So you can see it's double-breasted. How far it laps exactly doesn't make a difference as long as you're in the right size. If you are larger at the bottom, and if on the 600, or if any of the blouses, if you're going from one size to another at the bottom, you want to still do that. You don't want to take away from the center front. You still want it to lap. You still wanted to do all that. But I just wanted to show you that finish the whole blouse, put it on, and then just kind of work from the bottom and then overlap the top. And it's just fun and it's easy and it's really simple. Okay? And again, it has cuffs and a placket in the back. It's a 2-piece sleeve. And it has just a really beautiful back, a little yoke. Very pretty, very pretty. Okay, so I wanted to do that first so that if you had questions on that, you could ask. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start to play with it a little bit. So for instance, the blouse I have on, it is and I'm going to turn around and show you all of this. It's a panel. In fact, I just put this up tonight. It's a panel. Now these are from Italy. This was made for a designer. We're not allowed to say who the designer is. I had to swear to secrecy. But anyway, so that's what the panel looks like. And so what I did is I just broke it up between the back and the front. I used 2 panels for this particular shirt. You can do the fun thing about a panel, what I love about a panel, you guys, you can just do so many different things. You can do all kinds. I put the panel up here and then I put it on this side on the collar so that when I wanted to wear it open, I decided I wasn't going to wear this closed because I felt like it seemed more relaxed and it seemed like it needed to be a little bit more open. So I wanted to wear it open and I wanted this line to jump over here. And I just love the blouse. I mean, I just really am so happy with the way it turned out. But anyway, so this is a viscose. It's 100% viscose. Just a beautiful piece of fabric. And again, there's so many different ways you could do it. I left the sleeves solid and the cuffs dark green because I didn't want to conflict with what was going on in the middle. So that's the only design tip I would really give you is just be careful when you're laying it out, kind of where to put where. Now, what I did on this one though, is I started at the bottom again. When I went to drape it on myself, I still lined it up at the bottom and pinned up, but then I only put X number of buttons and I just left the collar open. So I could close it up and get the exact same thing. Just in this particular case, I decided to stop the button and I stopped it just above the bust. And then I just wore the neckline folded over and open. And you can wear that too. And we're going to look at a couple other examples of how to do that. Okay, so we okay with questions? We're doing okay? Okay, good. All right, now let me say something else to you that I picked up on in New York. Actually, I'd picked up on it before, but I really noticed it in New York. And the panel print, just so you have the number, so you know, that is a pre-order. The panel print is 6810. I just put it up like an hour or so ago. 6810. And you can order as many yards, or as many panels. A panel is 1 yard as you want. Just know that the shipping will be next week. It'll be the beginning of November is actually when it will be. So one thing I heavily noticed in New York is most of the designers, and because it's the look right now, are really doing a coordinated look. It's a monochromatic coordinated look. And one of the ladies, we went shopping at Lafayette 148. We went to their Soho store and had this beautiful blouse on. And I mean, these blouses were just stunning. They were just really, really pretty. And when I said to her, what are you going to wear it with? And she said, well, I'm just going to wear it with black pants. Exactly what I'm doing right now. Oh, I'll just, because it's kind of our default. We'll just wear everything with black pants. But I'm telling you, because they had a pair of pants that matched the blouse exactly, I said, no, don't do that. Let's buy the pants that are just perfect for it. Because I want to show you, this wine. And when you look at this wine that is so beautiful, like a wine skirt. This is a faux leather. This wine is, sorry, you guys. The wine is $67.84. It's stretch. I mean, you could make a pair of like yoga pants out of it. It doesn't have to be tight and whatever. But all I'm saying to you is I think it makes an outfit look so much more chic than our traditional put it with black pants. Just kind of be aware of that. Because I really think it's making it look more contemporary, more classic, and you'll have it forever. And if you want to dress down, you can always throw it on with jeans. You can always throw it on with black pants. You can always do that difference, but I just wanted you to kind of be aware of that fashion-wise. We're seeing a lot of monochromatic dressing, and it's really, really pretty. It's really beautiful, like off the charts pretty. when I was doing this, I was thinking I could make a pair of the new cargo pants out of the same exact fabric. And it'd be adorable just to be, and still casual, plenty casual, to do a monochromatic top and then bottom together. And I don't always have to wear them together, but I have the option of wearing them together. And I think it's just a great look. So just wanted to say that. And for you who bought the pants in New York, you know I love you. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to go and jump to our faux, no, I want to do a knit first because I want to take the pattern into a knit. And we have some fabrics. They're from a designer. I think I forgot to put her pants on. I did. I forgot to put her pants on, you guys. Sorry about that. They're from a designer, Jackie O Loungewear. And Jackie O Loungewear is beautiful, comfortable cottons, many of them, but yet very sophisticated dressing. So the concept is, and I travel a lot, and I like to travel, and I like to look nice, but I have to be comfortable. I have to have all those components come together. And it's a lot of fun to, I think, to push those limits and to really say, hey, I'm really, really comfortable. I feel like I'm in my pajamas, but I look like I'm not in my pajamas. And I think this outfit for me is really like that. This fabric is $67.49. It's a knit. And so what I wanted to do was really give it that whole asymmetric feel. And so instead of starting at the bottom, I just went ahead and folded it back, made an open collar, and then literally because it's knit, I stitched it together. There's no buttons, there's no nothing. You slip it over your head and you put it on. And I just stitched it down for a little bit, like a little bit past the waist, and I left this bottom part asymmetric. I still stitched the back yoke. I still stitched these little sections in here, you know, to have a, you know, kind of a holding place because they look a little smoother. But I used the knit armhole template and the knit sleeve. And I honestly, it was hard tonight to figure out what to wear because I love this. It is so comfortable on. I honestly, when I made it and put it on, I thought to myself, I can't wear this. Like, I'm way too comfortable. It's like pajamas. It's incredible. It feels amazing. It's a very contemporary. There's a little purple in there. There's a little green, a little black, a little white. Very contemporary colors, very small floral, but it's really nice. It's very pretty. And I love the asymmetrical flow at the bottom. Even if you decide not to wear it with a belt, if you just wear it by itself, wear it with leggings. See how good it looks with skin color leggings? No, it was actually black leggings that are over there on the table that I didn't put on, but that was the goal. Just comfortable, soft, and really good looking. And if you get really cold, you can, you know, put that up, but you don't need to. Okay, so that fabric again was $67.49. Okay, so let's answer questions. How many buttons did you put on the blouse you were wearing? Good question. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm sorry, 5, and then on my cuffs. So 5 up the front, and then 2. And I just started at the bottom. I went 1, 2, 3, 4 until I didn't want to button it anymore. That was the last one, and then I left the collar open. Okay. Does the blouse you're wearing have the front drape? Yes. It's just open so that you're not seeing it, and my microphone's in the way. But here it is. See how it's higher on this side than it is on this side? So it could, and you could wear it either way. You know, this one, if you decided that you wanted to wear it open, I'll kind of show you with this. You just take off, I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just take off the top buttons, and then you can just wear it open, and that's kind of how I'm wearing mine that I've got on. See how you can see it probably a little better in the solid. Oh, sorry, I forgot the mic. Wait a minute, you guys. I forgot. I took the mic off and then didn't put it back on. Sorry about that. Okay, in this one, you can see, and it's a little harder to see in mine because of the different colors going on, but you can see that this side is going to fold back a little wider than this side. And that's what happens, which is what I really liked, especially with this asymmetric print anyway. You know, the whole panel's asymmetric. And so you can still make it ruffle, which mine does. This fifth button starts to ruffle, and then I just left it open. So that's kind of the look I got with it. That's a great question. Okay. So let's go ahead and do another, just while you're thinking about questions, we'll do another giveaway. And what we're going to give away, because we're talking about pattern making, and y'all know I love pattern making. We've talked a lot about pattern making on the New York trip, and we saw a lot of behind the scenes of Lafayette 148 and their pattern makers and how critical that role is. And I honestly think my biggest desire, you guys, I wish I could take all of you, is to just really show you how much time is put into a piece, one piece. Because I think sometimes we just have expectations that we're just going to cut it out and sew it up and we're going to put it on and it's going to be perfect. And I think I think that's great. But I think we need to temper that a little bit so that the discouragement doesn't set in quite so quickly. But it was really exciting to see all these people working on clothing that they present to us. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to give a DVD away. It's called Basic Pattern Making. And again, it was bought by one of you, and you know who you are, and thank you. And the code word is going to be BASIC, B-A-S-I-C, all small, B-A-S-I-C, basic, basic. So that means everybody can learn it, everybody can know it. Will it take a little bit of time? Of course. Anything worthwhile takes a little bit of time. But the thing about it is I honestly believe you know so much of this. I think you know it, and you're just missing a few little pieces, and those few little pieces link everything together and just make it to where, oh my gosh, like I get it. And I remember, because I remember learning it, and I remember I had sewn for a lot of years before I learned this. And when I learned it, it was like, oh my gosh, like how come somebody didn't tell me this a long time ago? And I hear that from you all the time. How come somebody didn't tell me this a long time ago? Well, here I am telling you this. So, basic pattern making. Okay, so let's answer these questions when we're going. The paper pattern picture of the cargo pants. The pants look really close. Oh, look really loose at the top of the legs. Is that how they're meant to look? They're not. They're not. They're fairly fitted. Make a muslin pair up. If you want to know for sure, just measure a pair of pants that you wear. Measure the thigh circumference. And then measure the front minus seam allowance, measure the back minus seam allowance, and that will give you an idea as to how much extra room there'll be for you. Because you can always go from one size at the top to one size, at the bottom. We do that all the time on blouses. We can do that with pants as well. So that's a good way for you you have the pattern. You don't need to look at the photo. You don't need to trust the photo. And you can go inside the photo a little bit and see what's going on, okay? What fabric is best for pattern 601? Well, I'm giving you a whole bunch. Best? I don't think there's a best. I'm just trying to give you all kinds of options. There's a knit, there's a woven. We're going to do a vest here in a minute that I'm in love with this vest. So we're just going to give you all kinds of options. But I think, we've got a couple tencels that are just gorgeous. This is a viscose. This is really beautiful. We have another one. I should show you this. I think this would be beautiful. I brought this back from New York because it's an Hermes. Yep, you heard me. H-E-R-M-E-S, Hermes. And you all know that Hermes fabric is unobtainable. But my friend, he gets it and he saves it for me, actually, is what he does. He takes me around and says, here, I have a secret just for you. But anyway, so this is Hermes. It's a beautiful red. It's got a little gold and brown. It's just so in right now. 60 inches wide. This is a viscose. You could do a scarf with it. The back side, you could just do two, is not, you don't want the back side to show. But you could just do 2 layers together and just do a scarf. These scarves are $1,000. Anything Hermes, y'all know, is very expensive. And these are on pre-order also. Just FYI, this is 6811 is the Hermes. And it's beautiful. And the drape, oh my goodness. This would be an absolutely stunning blouse. Really, really pretty. Especially like with just with a black button or a gold button, or you guys can pick out your own buttons. But anyway, I just love that fabric. Is the top pattern for an advanced sewer? I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. I think the sleeves, I actually timed myself just in case you all ask me this. You know, it's got the placket, but we show you how to do the placket. I don't think it's hard. They took me an hour to do both sleeves. The cuff, like I make the whole sleeve and then I set it in. So that is to make the placket, make the cuff, turn it, press it, sew it on. Took me 1 hour to do the 2 arms. Took me about an hour to do the body, and it took me about 30 minutes to just wrap it all up. So I don't think it's hard. I don't think anything about it is hard. I think our methods are really easy, but that would be better. You know, that's an opinion. Liz Arthur. Liz, you won basic pattern making. Yay, we can be pattern buddies now. Okay, yay, pattern buddies. Okay, now see, once you win it, I expect you to know everything in it. It's only 2.5 hours long. So you have to learn everything inside that video now. You never can ask another fitting question, not. Okay, what is the base for the cargo pant pattern? 3,200. Well, 3,400, no, 3,414. So 3,414 is a gathered yoga pant. And 3,423, that's why the numbers go like that, is a gathered cargo pant. But the legs are smaller than 3,414. I took out several inches. That's why I say I don't think those legs on 3,423 are going to be very big on you. I've already draped that pant on, I don't know, maybe 24 people, and I didn't have one person change the legs. So I'm cautiously warning you to be careful of those legs. Just measure them, then you can know. Are you selling more of the Hermes? It's a pre-sale. Oh no, once it's gone, it's gone. He's only got a few yards. No, we're putting it up tonight, and then I think he's got not even 60 yards. Doesn't have very many. Just once it's gone, and we don't, he doesn't get it all the time. He just gets it on a fluke, and he saves it for me because he loves you guys, because we go see him, and he knows many of you. So I know that's why he does it for us. He does it for us. He doesn't do it for me. He does it for us. All right, blue or orange red in the Hermes. This is an orange red. Would you say it's an orange red, Benjamin? Yeah, it's an orange red. It's not a blue red. Yeah, it's an orange red. Definitely not an expert on that. Are the patterns to trussing techniques? I don't know what that means. Are the pattern techniques for an advanced sewist? I don't think anything's for an advanced sewist. I don't even think I'm an advanced sewist, so I would say absolutely no to any of those advanced stuff. We don't do advanced. We do simple stuff that everybody can do. You know, it might take a few times to practice, but nothing's hard. Everything's in the factory, and you know, they're hiring people and training them all the time, every day. So I don't think anything's advanced, that's for sure. You know, some patterns may take you longer to get through simply because they are more pieces. Like this one has more pieces. But if you didn't want to do, in my opinion, if you didn't want to do the slit and the cuff, then just make the sleeve straight. It's not a big deal. 600 has a straight sleeve, and you just pull it over and put a button there. There's no separate cuff at all. I added that later in patterns because you all ask for it. So you can make the pattern simpler if you're afraid of it, and other than that, the rest is pretty simple. Okay? Okay, explain the dimensions for doubling the fabric for the scarf. I will absolutely do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and why I got my 2 yards, is I want to make, like, if you go back, there's a video we did called Baker's Wrap, the Baker's Wrap, and you can go to our YouTube and just search for the Baker's Wrap, okay? What it is it's just like a yard of fabric, except, so that's why I got 2 yards, and it has, it basically like sews a sleeve here and a sleeve here and leaves the middle open. And then you put it on and it's like a little wrap. So that's what I want to do with this, but I want both sides to be right. So I'm just literally going to sew the 2 sides together, And that baker's wrap would help you with the dimensions. Now, if you didn't want to do that, there's all kinds of scarf sizes you could do. Just put the two sides together and then do a rolled hem. It's very simple. You could, but there's just so many different things you could do with it. But I would just say to plan to double your yardage so that you can make sure the back, if you're doing a scarf, make sure the back is covered. You could do a blouse. A blouse would be beautiful. A wrap. There's just many, many things that you could do with it. And like I said, we've never had Hermes in all of our years. Don't ever know if we'll have it again, but we got it for a moment. We have it, which is pretty cool. Okay. Who's the guy that saves the fabric for you? And where is his store so we can visit him? You can't visit him. I'm sorry, you guys. That's why we do a New York trip. You get to see some of my secrets when I go to New York, but you're not allowed to go back because the places are wholesale only. So for like one of the places, they have to pay cash because they can't take credit cards because they're wholesale only. They have to have resale numbers, you know, all that stuff. Anyway, that's why the whole Fabric New York trip started, is because I recognized I got into places that you all didn't know about. You would love to go. The ladies who go on the Fabric New York trip, talk to any of them. They love to go. So that's the deal. Okay, let's talk about vests. I want to show you a couple pictures because asymmetric is really strong. For 2013, asymmetric is very strong. And I love it. I just love asymmetric. So we're going to show you, there we go, there's a jacket. But see how that collar and that whole deal is open and wide? That is really popular. And you know the beauty about that is you look skinny. Okay? Whenever you've got a big wide collar at the top, everything below that collar looks skinnier than the collar. That's the good news. Okay, let's look at the second one. And the second one is, there we have it. Look at that. That vest, is that vest good looking? Now I lengthened this. I lengthened it, I'm going to put this on actually. I lengthened it about, well, I lengthened it 6 inches on the side, but 6 inches on the side only came out to about 4 inches in the front. So just kind of figure out how long you want to lengthen it by, and then you can just lengthen it to that amount. I love that vest. And then you guys, I have these awesome clasps. Look at that. I don't know what it looks like. I don't care, but I love it. It feels so good on. I left the bottom to where you don't want all the poofiness. And I actually made this first before I made the knit, because I loved this whole asymmetric thing at the bottom and then the open collar. Like, I just love this. This is one of the most fun things. And it's really easy. This fabric, I should tell you what the fabric is. We don't have very much left. This is a Christian Dior. And it's a faux, I don't know what it is. 6750 is the fabric. It's an animal. It's a fur. But it's a real short hair fur. 6750. If you look at 6761, it's a milk color. It's the same type of thing to where, in my opinion, when you have something that's bulky like this, the vest is like perfect. And vests are everywhere. I wanted to show you one more picture of that. We wanted to show, yeah, okay, so see all that asymmetry that's going on? It's really stylish and it's really good looking. It's very flattering. It moves the eye vertically, even though it's not up and down, it still moves the eye vertically. And it gives a great insight to the way it looks. I love this vest. Like, this is my new best friend. And I think mostly because of these clasps, they're so cool. And they're just so different. And there's gunmetal, there's silver. We've got different colors that I've picked up. They're really, really beautiful. And then you can just open this. It's down farther on one side, so all of this fullness goes on the other side. This was just fun to make. Just really fun to make. That faux fur, or I'm not sure exactly what it is, you guys. I can't remember. I made this a few days ago, so I can't remember what it is. But anyway, if you look at 6750, it's a Christian Dior. And it's really good looking. And I know we don't have a lot of that left either. Okay, so how are we doing? You guys got it? The PoM? Always my goal of the PoM is for you to see a pattern and for you to see how many different things. And so my attitude is always kind of make it as it is, get to understand it, chop it up, make it in, fabrics now that are just weird and different. because it looks completely different. Then you do it in a knit, then you do it in a vest, then you lengthen it, then you do all these crazy funky things to it. And every time you do it, you get better and better at sewing it because you've gotten familiar with it. And so one pattern gives you lots of options, and that's always the goal, is to help you see those options. All right, so then and we'll answer questions here, whatever's left, but keep in mind we're going to have a sew-along. I kept telling you we're going to have this sew-along, but I had to be in town to do a sew-along, and I think I've been gone more than I've been in town. So this is our sew-along. This is our fur. Is that amazing? And we're going to make, is it Thursday? Thursday at 2 o'clock. We'll do it live. Oh, I forgot the picture. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll have it for you Thursday. But it's a vest. It's 1950 as a vest with pockets. Has a little clasp in the front, a couple little, we've got those hook and eyes. We've got all that. We've got everything. So it's this Thursday, 2 o'clock, we're going to do a little fur sew-along. So what it will do is it's a PBS fundraiser. So if you make a donation of $20 or more, we'll send you the pattern, Max's jacket. And I know a lot of you have this pattern. I get that. But it was the best pattern to use. We're not going to make as much money because of it, but it really was the best pattern to use. And so, I got to do what's the best thing for you all and for the, for the vest. But I took the vest off Donna Salyer's site. So it's one of the vests she has on the site. It's like $200 to buy this little vest. We're going to make it. You need probably one piece to make it. It's a princess seam in the front and in the back. And then I'm going to line it with that milk colored ribbing. It's going to look, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love vests. There's such a big trend, and I love them a little bit longer, just like this one. You can do leggings underneath. They're warm, they're comfortable, and yet they're flattering because everybody's legs and arms are skinny. It's the middle part that's not. So this covers the middle part, but it makes the arms and legs show. So I thought that was a really good idea. Okay, are the pattern changing techniques also for an advanced sewist? This must be the same person. You must be really worried about this advanced stuff.
I kind of reposted it.
Oh, no. Oh, it's, oh. I'm sorry, I get it, okay. Honestly, you guys, it's like, let me give you an analogy. It's like painting a wall. Is painting a wall difficult? Of course not. You take the brush, you dip it in the bucket, you paint the wall. Some people have techniques that make it better, easier, faster, but everybody can paint a wall. So I think that of sewing, the more you paint, the better you get at painting. And either love it or you hate it. So if you like painting, stick with us. We'll teach you how to get really good at it because you'll practice. And just don't be so hard on yourself. These like do it in a knit, do it in just this. This is like 4 pieces: the collar, the front, the facing, the back, and the back. There's like 5 pieces. Just do a vest. Put a great clasp on it. Start slow, and then when you're ready, throw in some sleeves. You can do that. It's like painting. All right. Okay, so I guess we're done with all the questions. Oh, your next Q&As, can you please explain how to line up the zipper? Y'all got to email me these questions. If you think I'm going to remember them from this, it's never going to happen. If you email me, though, listen what we're going to do Thursday. We have the sew-alongs at 2 o'clock, and the sew-along is not going to take long, like maybe 30, 40 minutes. I say that, maybe it'll take longer. But what we're going to do right after is the Q&As. So we don't have a Q&A Thursday night. We'll do the sew-along at 2 o'clock, and we'll do the Q&As. So anything I have up until Wednesday night, I'll include in the Q&As, and we'll do those Thursday after the sew-along. I'll have the pictures all ready and ready to go. Okay, does that work? So if you have any questions that we haven't answered tonight, just shoot them to me. Just send me an email. And for all of you who ask questions, you think I'm not answering you. I answer you, but I answer them in the Q&As now. I don't answer individual emails because I just can't get to all of them. So in trying to get to all of them, this is a great way, and that way everybody hears the Q&As. It's been a great format. We've all loved it. I mean, I think we all love it. I think it's going really well. It's amazing how much more time it gives me than answering questions for 2 hours a day and explaining this stuff over and over again. So I really appreciate you all, your patience in waiting for the Q&As to get those answers. Okay, so the goal is, can we see the back of the vest? Yes. The goal is, I put just little gathers along there. You didn't have to, you could have put tucks, but I love the little gathers. So I sewed in some gathers there. Okay. Is the first sew along going to be on PBS? No, it's going to be on YouTube. The first sew along. No, we could never afford to do it's a PBS fundraiser. Is that what you mean? Because we still haven't met our goal and we've got a whole 2 months left. Hey guys, this is the time of year where you start to do taxes and you start to figure out how much you could donate or how much you need to donate to fall under a different tier. Could you kind of remember Fit to Stitch, please? Because we could really use the donations. I mean, seriously, like we are seriously in need of donations. So we're just gonna keep doing sew-alongs until we make it, because we gotta make it. All right, when emailing you a question for Q&As, what do I put in the subject line? Questions for Q&As. And that I don't even read it then. I just literally throw it into the Q&A folder and I go on to the next thing. All right? Thank you though. Thank you guys, appreciate you. You know we love you. We had so much fun in New York. We had so much fun in New York. And this is not just me. I only say that because all those ladies told me how much fun they had in New York. So next trip will be completely different. No same designers, different insight. The whole goal is to get inside the designer's mind, but different designers. And we've got some great line up for you, and I'm very excited. I'd go every week if I could, but I can't. But anyway, and then keep in mind there's 2 spots left for Milan. Barcelona. Barcelona is the fastest growing fashion capital in the world. That's a pretty big statement. That's why we're going to Barcelona. All right. Oh, one more question. How did you sew in the gathers? This is elastic. So basically I measured how wide the back was. I think it was 22. I made a piece of elastic that was 15 because you want to go like 2/3 of the length. And then you just stretch it and stitch it. And I did mine 1 inch wide and I stitched it in the top and then I stitched it in the bottom and bam, that's it. Just use your elastic. We've got that 2 inch wide elastic, use that. Oh, I also forgot we have a class starting, the AW class, the online class. I think it starts November 1st. Like, is that next week? Could it possibly be next week? Wow, yeah, so get in that class. We're gonna design an outfit for you. We're gonna psychoanalyze you. We're gonna put together your brain and your dressing and we're gonna just make you look great. Okay, we're gonna take it up a notch. If you were in the silhouette stylist class, and if you like that, we're gonna take it up a notch. I got Roxanne by my side and it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so we will see you Thursday at the sew along and it'll be our Q&As also. All right, happy sewing. Bye.